Okay, we're seeing Ant-Man and the Wasp today.
Yes.
So background on this, I've seen the first one, you
I
haven't.
have not.
Have not. I seen it the year it came out. Honestly, I wasn't that impressed with it. I'll go right ahead. It got a lot of acclaim, but I didn't think that much of it really.
The reason why I didn't watch it was because I didn't think it had that much to do with the main Avenger stuff.
Yeah.
So I just thought, I'll get round to seeing it, and I haven't made the effort to go and see it, which probably means that I don't really care much
Right, well,
for it, to be honest.
for me, the thing was, I think there was a lot of superhero. There's been a lot of superhero movies in the last few years, and so to me, when I watched it, it felt like just another origin story. It's like, here's a kind of down in his luck guy, and he meets a kind of shady organization. He's got an old mentor.
It's like we need him for Civil War, but oh shit, we have to do a movie. Okay, well, quickly make
That's
something
exactly
up.
what I was thinking when I watched Civil War, which I really liked. You know how he was in the fight scenes and he's the sort of part of it. I thought that's where Ant-Man worked best. He worked best as part of like a superhero puzzle. When I seen him, like when he was
when he was on his own, it wasn't as strong.
It was like I just didn't find him that interesting. Again, I think Paul Rudd's a great actor. I really like him as an actor, but I'll give you an idea of how I felt about the film. I was watching it with a group of friends, and one of them had to leave at one point, so we paused it because we were watching on a laptop. We paused it, and I'm like, okay, it's probably most of the way through. Out of 2 hours, it was about 50 minutes in. I'm like, I'm kind of bored here. The problem was, in the first one, it's Michael Douglas and Evangeline Lilly. Like
the chick from Lost.
The woman from
that's the only. I never knew her name. It was always just
Kate
the chick
from Lost. They're a father and daughter. But the thing is, I was watching. I'm like, there's so much family drama between the two. I'm like, is this Ant-Man or is this an episode of Neighbours? I'm like,
is this a soap opera?
No, there was just so much soap opera stuff between them two. I'm like, I'm sorry, isn't Ant-Man gonna start fighting bad guys?
But but them two are working together now. She's the Wasp,
and I like the fact that it looks like she's kind of better than he is, like because she's got the Wasp costume. I think.
Yeah, and she can fly.
Yeah. So I think it'll be. So I think that'll be cool. So I think that'll be improved, and because we've got the origin stuff out the way.
Yeah, but the thing is, you're going into this knowing the origin story. I'm going into this just basically completely blank canvas of right. I know Ant-Man a little. Yeah. Crack on.
He came across
entertain me for 2 hours.
He came across this company who they gave him this suit that allows him to shrink right down and allows him to become really, really big. Yes. I don't even remember pretty much anything about the villain. I don't really remember that much, but like I say, I just wasn't interested. It didn't grip me like say Captain America's origin story did, or Spider-Man Homecoming sort of thing. It was for me it was okay, but it's not a movie I would, if someone's like, oh, do you want to watch Ant-Man, I'd be like, no, not really.
Yeah,
I'd rather watch something else. But going into this one, yes, it's got Ant-Man, you got Wasp as well. Michael Douglas is back in it. I don't know who the bad guy is. I don't even know if it's another super villain.
Oh,
I have no idea.
No idea.
But I'm hoping it'll be better than the first one.
Again, I'm going in this completely blank. So again, if it entertains me for 2 hours, fine. Yeah. If it's a good standalone movie on its own, fine. If it's not memorable, then nah.
As I said, I didn't hate the first one. I just sat watching it, sort of like the movie is like I thought the movie was like fantastically okay. You know when you have that movie, it's like this is doing very well at being average. That's what the first film felt to me. Yeah. So hopefully the second one's going to be better. Again, you'll have the dynamic between Wasp and Ant-Man. The first movie was kind of sort of there. But again, there was a lot more stuff with Michael Douglas and Evangeline Lilly, and it was like, can we get to Ant-Man? Can Ant-Man do cool stuff?
Yeah.
Something. But yeah, I mean, like the comedy was good, and the effects and everything looked good.
Yeah, if it makes me giggle throughout some of it, or make me laugh, like most of the Marvel movies do.
Yeah, because Marvel movies have been great at that lately. The best example, probably Thor Ragnarok. That was
I haven't even seen that one yet.
Oh man,
I know.
The funniest movies I've seen last year. It was so good.
Right, okay, fine.
But so for this one, that's it. Really, there's nothing else I can think to say.
Yeah, so, I'm pretty much going in with no expectations.
Yeah, we always say that. Mine are a bit lower. Mine are a bit lower than none, because because usually we've not really seen that many sequels, have we, on these videos? It's usually original movies.
Yeah.
We've seen, mostly is. But so for this one, because I didn't really like the first one, I'm like, okay, as long as it's just fun.
Yeah.
And we don't have to go through the origin story. We don't have to go all that soap opera crap with Wasp and her dad.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it. So we'll head in now. We'll see if it's any good. Hopefully it will be, but not hoping for lots.
No.
Okay, we're just out of Ant-Man and the Wasp. The Wasp. Okay, what do you think?
This movie was long. Too long.
That's how I feel about this movie more or less what I feel about the first one. I'm glad we don't have an origin story thing anymore, but there's still the fact it's still going back to constant annoying family drama. I didn't really like. What's good about it? Paul Rudd's good. Well,
Paul Rudd's good.
Well, he's good as
the settings are good.
Yeah, the action's pretty good. It's inventive with the way that with the shrinking and the getting bigger.
I like the lab. I loved the look of the lab. I thought the lab was cool.
The look of the quantum zone was really, really cool as well.
Yes.
What else? Is that it?
Notice how we're not going the story?
Yeah, no.
The characters?
Well, Evangeline Lilly was okay. I guess the sort of characters were, well...
The acting, good. Yeah, you can't fault the acting and stuff.
Yeah. Good. So, alright.
Negatives?
The negative stuff. This is going to be longer. There's going to be more to say here.
The jokes were painful and so obvious.
This was written by 5 people. And the joke... I don't think I got... There's a bunch of occasions where I might have gone sort of like yeah, that's kind of good.
I predicted what was going to happen. I predicted the villain and the background of the villain. I predicted all of that. It was predictable.
The movie was painfully predictable. It was.
But the thing is, as well, it wasn't just like the fact that the story was predictable. The jokes were predictable.
They were,
and then when we were pointing out stuff and going like, "Oh, come on, get a move on," even the actors then started going, "Can we get a move on, please?"
The movie was almost self-aware with how padded it was, and the problem with the jokes, like this movie's not just unfunny; it's annoyingly unfunny because
there were many occasions when me and him were saying we were just going, "Oh, God!" Like at one point I was like, "Oh, for God's sake, come on, just get on with it, come on!"
Because the jokes try way too hard and it relies way too much on that trope where you've got Michael Pena.
This is like. The Marvel jokes usually work.
Yeah, they do.
This time it just went too far.
It didn't.
Dragged it too long.
There's like 3 side characters, the security guys, and it's like you're getting on a lot of really bad comedies where they'll all be sort of rapid firing just random nonsense, and some characters just stand around and they're going, sort of waiting for them. Just like tell them to shut up. But there's so many jokes where they just keep yakking on and on and on and on. I'm like, it's like it's almost like it feels like a sort of improvised comedy routine, which is just not funny at all, and it just drags the movie out. I don't even think it was that long, but it just dragged on and on because
there were some bits that were just entirely pointless as well. There's some bits you just didn't need at all. At the end, Fady chick, Morpheus. And then she was like, "Leave me!" And then he was like, "No, I'm not leaving you. Leave me! Also, no, I'm not leaving you." End scene.
This movie did a Spider-Man 3. It had like too many villains. I'm like, who was the main bad guy in this? Because you had your Walter Goggins,
the gangster guy.
Yeah, the gangster villain, Walter Goggins. Then you had the woman who's sort of
Fady lady.
The Fady lady. We'll call her Fady lady.
Fady lady.
And then you had what was that other one called? Who was the other
Morpheus?
one? No, not Morpheus. Not the and then the FBI folk as well. Like.
But the FBI were just being good guys. But they were just being asshole cops.
But, it was just the movie was tiresome.
It's bad enough. Like throughout the movie, we were sighing.
Yeah.
And like, and I still remember going, Jesus, we're only 45 minutes in this thing, right? Okay, fair enough.
But it's so painfully predictable. Like.
Yeah.
And if you.
Do you know what? The only thing that I enjoy. Well, the thing I'm trying to think of where to say it. The thing that actually surprised me and things like that was that end credit scene.
Yeah, that end credit scene was good.
Credit scene.
Yeah.
That was it.
No spoilers, but the end credit scene.
That was it.
They usually nail the end credit scene, but overall, like if you watch Cinema Sins, he does the thing when he goes blah 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 cliche. I was doing that so much throughout the film because there was so many bloody stupid things where. I mean, when they went to Morpheus, I'm like, oh, they used to be colleagues, but now they hate each other. We've never seen that before. Yeah. And then there's sort of a familial bond between him and that girl he saved.
Marvel's done so many super.
Yeah.
They're gonna.
I think they're running out of ideas.
And they're gonna repeat themselves.
At least it took them longer than DC to run out of ideas.
Good God, yes.
The movie was just, if I could describe it in one word, it was just tiresome.
Yeah.
Like, here's another long drawn action sequence. Like, there's action sequences, when they're in the cars and they keep shrinking down. Shrink down and escape.
For me, it was, I'm trying to think of how to do a facial expression for it. For me, it was just like, eye roll kind of thing.
Especially every time the comic relief should It should spruce a movie up. It should make it easier to watch. Every time the comic relief came on, I'm like, can we just get rid of them now and move on?
Yeah.
Because they weren't funny. A lot of the jokes were painfully predictable. They were just drawn out. It was just annoying. It was like a series of annoyingly ad-libbed comedy routines, none of which were humorous.
It's not Marvel's finest moment.
No, it's not. Comparing it to the first one, I maybe like it. I think I maybe like it less than the first one because I don't remember being this frustrated with the first movie. I just found the first movie kind of boring, but this was. I don't know.
Yeah.
This movie was bad.
Yeah.
Out of 5. I'd say 2. Maybe.
I was gonna say 2.
I'm gonna say 2.
I'm not like.
If you like Marvel movie, if you really liked Ant-Man, you'd really like this because it's very similar. They even do that same thing where in the first one, Michael Penn is talking really fast and he's doing this story.
He did that in the first one.
Yeah, it's cut to the characters and the characters will be mouthing what he's saying. I'm like, this is exactly the same as the first movie, and it wasn't really funny there either.
I thought that was just because
no.
thing. Right.
No, that was in the first movie. Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Right.
So
that makes those scenes now even more painful.
So I maintain what I said.
Hey, there's Cammy!
Yeah,
Sorry.
So I maintain what I said on the before video where if you
you can't even move the headphones in.
If you like the first movie, you'll like this one. If you feel the same way with if you didn't like the first movie, this is not going to change your mind. It's not. It's pretty much the same movie. And the fact it's called Ant-Man and the Wasp, how often are they actually on screen doing much together? Barely at all. It's mostly about
At least in the action scenes, they weren't like 50 million cuts during the action
they've at least
scenes.
done well. There's a whole bunch of other like science stuff you could nitpick, but I just didn't enjoy it. It wasn't fun. It was grating a lot of the time actually.
Yeah.
It was grating.
Tedious.
It was tedious. It was grating. It was predictable. It was unfunny.
Yeah.
And the good things about it don't come close to saving it. It's not the worst movie I've ever seen. Not even the worst movie I've seen this year.
No.
But I would not go and see it again. I would not want to watch it on DVD.
No.
It's slightly higher than the first movie, but overall still no. So no, thumbs down.
No. Yeah.
Thumbs down here. So
2 out of 5.
Yeah.